I'm going to be honest with you. I'm behind on my edits. I haven't even started episode 115.
What?
Yeah, that's how sick of this I am.
Oh.
No, it's just, I don't know. I don't know why, but like whenever I get to editing, I just start falling asleep.
Oh, nice. That's a good side of things.
It's not, but it's not even about like, so when I do the second run through, the way I edit is I have to listen to it fully twice. The first time is when I'm really, I'm doing all the actual editing. And the second time is when it's basically just listening to it again to make sure everything I edited was fine. And this is when I add the bleeps, and this is when I add all the effects and whatever. And that time it's fine. When I'm listening to it the second time, like I did earlier today for the previous episode, it was perfectly fine. No worries. I was able to get through it without, I was having fun even, because it's the good parts. Right? It's the final cut that people get to listen to, which I think is usually well done. And then I laugh at the stupid stuff that I say, which I'm justified then in saying it. That's how I convince myself. But man, that first run through is awful. Just awful. I can, like, what I'll do, I used to be able to do 45 minutes of editing, which gives me 15 minutes of actual, like, footage. Statistically speaking, this was a good amount of time spent. But now it's like I listened to it for 15 minutes, which is like only 5 minutes of footage, and I'm already dozing off. So I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just tired.
Yeah, that's usually what happens when you fall asleep.
I'm starting to think that the whole business of people saying like you shouldn't do your work on your bed, because I edit on my bed as well, since it's all on the laptop and it's a pain in the ass to set it up on my desk. And that's probably another reason why I tend to fall asleep, because it's like, man, I could just doze off right now.
Yeah, you probably should not do work of any kind on your bed.
But hey, I'm recording this right now on the bed, but that's tradition.
I guess that's not as big a deal because this is a much more active role and you're with somebody. But yeah, when you're working alone, probably not on the bed.
What's that? Oh, sorry, I dozed off. Oh, I'm kidding. No, but let me talk about my bed now. So because it's gotten colder, so I usually cover myself with this, I don't know, it's a very thin sheet of some sort, but you're allowed to put something in it. So normally for most of the year, I don't put anything in it, but I actually, like, I think last week or whenever it was, I finally put my warmer cover inside of it. Now it's official. And the way I cover the bed afterwards is with that sheet. So I'm sitting on something more cushy. So it feels weird. It's like I'm on a cloud while recording this.
You sat on a lot of clouds for that direct comparison.
I think so, yeah.
Goes up top in an airplane and tells the pilot, let me out here. Pulls the little ding cord. That's what they need. They need airplanes with ding cords so the pilots know people want to get off. They need to start treating airlines like bus stops.
I mean, it could happen. Give them a parachute and you're on your way.
That's right. They're already getting to the point where people have to stand up to travel on an airline.
See, for shorter flights, like if it's only a 30-minute flight or a 45-minute flight, which does happen, it does absolutely happen. For those, I would, whatever. If you give me a cheap ticket, I'll stand. But my problem, the thing that bothers me the most,
though.
well, exactly. But my problem with flying isn't even the flight itself. It's all the lead up to it and the disembarkment, everything that comes after it as well, depending on where you land, I guess. But still, it's like that's the hassle. The flight itself is whatever. Yeah, I mean, you there's some issues, there's some complexities there, but when the flight is shorter than the lead up and the disembarkment, which has happened to me, that's when you feel like, oh my God, what a waste of time.
The only flights I've ever been on have been Ottawa to Toronto.
So those are pretty short.
Which is like 30 minutes.
But you still have to get there a couple hours before.
Well, that's it. You got to get there early, and by time, they board you, and by time you take off, like you've already been there for like 2 hours, and then you got to wait for it to take off, or when you land, then you got to wait for them to allow you to disboard, to unboard or whatever.
Disembark.
And then you got to wait for your luggage. So like the whole ordeal is like just way too much. As fast as it is, because that was, more or less the alternative I was using over a bus, which the bus sucks.
Well, it just takes a long time. Maybe the getting on and off is easy, but the trip itself takes a long time. Train as well. Train is the same.
I think train is the best option.
But it still takes a long time.
What, the setup?
The trip itself. It's not any faster than the bus.
No, it's not any faster than a bus, but you have a lot more space, and it's a lot more comfortable than a bus.
Yeah, you can drink, you can bring your own alcohol.
And it's a lot more relaxed than an airplane because you don't have to get there 2 hours early, and there's not a lot of bullshit
Oh, okay,
involved.
that's what you mean. Yeah, yeah.
I don't really like. That's the problem with. Yeah, it does still take longer than an airplane. It's pretty equivalent to a bus, but you don't have to worry about going through checkpoints or getting searched or checking your luggage or getting your luggage afterwards or getting to the gate or all the crap that's involved in an airplane. So I think train is the best of for shorter stuff. Best of the three travel methods.
It's also the coolest. It's
Train.
also, yeah, I don't know. I always liked trains. I'm not autistic in the sense of liking trains, but I do like trains because when I was younger, I had at least one train set from Lego, and it was always fun to build the track. That's what I had. I had one set, and then I had extra pieces for track, so I was able to like build a reasonably long track, and it was fun. But also, like even thinking of Back to the Future, I really liked Back to the Future 3 because of the train. So I don't know. Yeah, I guess I have that. I have a liking for trains. Because planes are kind of just like, yeah, okay, they hover in the air. Birds do that. Show me something. Can a bird be a train? Can an animal be a train? No. Trains are unique.
Can an animal be a train?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, which animal rides on a track?
I don't know. There might be one out there.
Is there a Pokemon that's a train?
There's a Digimon that's train.
Damn. Okay, so Digimon's got you covered. All right. I saw you beat Digimon, whatever the title is. Congratulations.
Yep, it's all done in the book.
Best creature collector, you said. That's a high praise for across all the Pokemon games, all the Digimon games you've played.
Listen, the Pokemon games have a long history behind them. If the Pokemon games are starting out today in their current format, they would fail miserably.
You hear that, Game Freak? Add Dustin to your list.
They would, though. That's just a fact. I find it hard to. I would find it hard to dispute that. I guess the main consideration, however, being that I guess if Pokemon was still a powerhouse today and they made a creature collector, I don't know. It could go either way, I suppose. But like if the Pokemon franchise was just starting out today and they started with their 3D stuff, the games would not be successful.
How do you compare the Digimon game you just beat to like the OG Pokemon? Whatever your favorite one was in the old 2D days. I don't know. I don't remember which one you said was your favorite.
I don't know. I think it's hard to do that.
But like if someone pointed a gun at your head and said you got to pick one and the other one you'll never be able to touch again.
If it was just game versus game, I would probably have picked the Digimon game over any of the Pokemon games.
Ooh, okay. That is impressive then, yeah.
Now, if you're talking the series, Pokemon does have enough serviceable games, I feel that.
The number of games would outweigh it, I guess.
Yeah, whereas Digimon doesn't. Like, if Digimon started pumping out games of this quality every 2 or 3 years, the way Pokemon does, my vote would definitely go towards Digimon.
Probably not possible though. If they start pumping them out that quickly, then they're going to fall into the same trap the Game Freak fell into, where it's just like, well, this is garbage.
Yeah.
They probably have a smaller team as well.
For a while, though, it would be all right, I think. I think the Pokemon thing is they don't tread new ground, like, at all. Whereas Digimon at least has a little bit of, you can probably get a few games in before the fatigue from the current assets comes in.
See, I think the problem is, as I recall from watching a few of your streams, I think what Pokemon is lacking is sexy ladies.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I think that's the reason, though, I like, not necessarily that, but for an adult or a young adult or whatever, Digimon is definitely more mature than Pokemon. Like it deals
and not just
with,
in the sexy lady kind of way.
even yeah. But even in like the anime, like they have a movie out that really a lot of people praise because it really deals with death and it's much more rich and growing up.
Evolving.
It does take some of the original characters, original-ish characters, and turns them into adults, and what happens with the Digimon between all that kind of stuff, and they have a visual novel tactical game, Digimon Survive, and it is a much darker game, and again things and people die, so they deal with a lot more mature themes.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely not as kid friendly, but I think that, especially for young adults, that's what's nice about Digimon. But then also, you're not making a bajillion dollars on something for young adults because it just doesn't hit the way that the Pokemon. It doesn't hit the people that it needs to hit for that billion-dollar franchise.
For once, sex doesn't sell.
It does, just not
enough.
Just not to the mega corporation levels of.
So that saying back then, back in the old days, sex sells was a really important saying, a really influential saying, because it's like, well, here, this is like the top. Once we've done this, we can't get any better. But then mega corporations found a way to say that, you know what, sex sells, that's not good enough for us. We got to exceed that somehow.
It's very simple, because in this day and age, kids can get online and their parents don't pay attention to them. We've talked about this before. Parents don't pay attention to them. The kids will they'll play the Roblox or the Minecrafts or the Fortnites, and then they'll just somehow get a hold of their parents' credit cards and they'll just spend, right?
Gotta love that Fortnite.
That's right. And they'll just spend. So there's no point in the whole sex sells thing, because now they realize that if we just gear enough towards kids, they'll either pester their parents to infinity about things they have no idea about, or they'll just steal the parents' credit card and charge them up. So,
damn, yeah, you're right.
It's like the most vulnerable demographic now to buy things is kids.
Just appeal to kids in any way possible, because it doesn't matter
if you can hook that young crowd. And then the thing is that the kids grow into adults and they still have those, in large part, they still have those sensibilities towards that kid stuff. People who start, when did Fortnite come out? 10 years ago? People who start, it probably wasn't 10 years ago, but
it was at least 8 years ago, I think. Yeah, Battle Royale was 8 years ago, I believe.
Save the World was 17. Oh, Battle Royale was, oh no, hold on. Save the World was 11.
Oh, damn, okay, so it's way older. I mean, you could say it's a decade.
Yeah, it's been pretty close to a decade. So the people who started playing Fortnite when they were 13 or 14 years old are now 24 or whatever, have to a degree at this point, their own money. And they still are, a lot of them are still involved in Fortnite. It's the same with Pokemon, like, you know, myself and others. Like, I grew up on Pokemon. I still like Pokemon. I still spend money on Pokemon. So they're still capturing the kids, and the adults haven't fully phased out of that equation yet. I think if you're really catchy towards kids, then I think you're hitting a lot more money than if you start things off with adults.
That's really wise.
Because you're always going to keep capturing kids, but the adults are also, like I said, in a lot of cases, like, you know, not like super duper young kids. I'm talking like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 kids.
Kids that can conceivably enter a credit card number.
Yeah, there you go. But they grow up and they still keep a lot of those likes.
So what you're saying is, really, corporations should exploit children way more than they are right now.
Oh, absolutely.
You want to get ahead, Mr. Corporation, you got to start exploiting kids. Get on that train.
That's 100% right. No, most of them know that. You exploit anybody.
But still, maybe the up-and-coming ones, maybe not the...
You make money by exploiting anybody. That's what it is.
Yeah, but kids,
and the most vulnerable group are children.
Yeah, so there you go. So all my video game ideas are a little bit too adult, I think. I gotta tone them down a little bit. So
of course, there's always
instead of
the
a
thing
baby
is, though, is
with
that
an
there's always
umbilical
room.
cord used as a weapon, it needs to be, I don't know, and then I gotta think of something else.
It takes a lot to hit those demographics, though.
Children are fickle.
Yeah, exactly.
They can just turn on you on a dime.
There's obviously a lot of place for adult level stuff. I'm not saying that.
No, there's not. You know that there's not. You know,
no, there is, though.
We've descended down into the rabbit hole now.
Ghost of Tsushima was
kids
oriented. Yotei just came out. Was not kids oriented at all. Digimon is not kids oriented, and it did very well. Like I said, if you want to become a huge friggin' super mega blockbuster, kids need to be a part of that. Kids need to be a large part of that.
Everybody needs to be a large part of it, I guess, right?
But it's not us. Yeah, but it's not. It's not the only way to make a ton of money.
What do you think is the most successful across all demographics? Like video game, movie, book? I don't know. I'm just trying to think of like what piece of media has been by far the most successful across all age ranges? Has there ever existed such a thing? Because, there's some things that are really good for kids between this age and this age. There's some things that are really good for teenagers between this age and this age, and then adults and
TV. I mean, just blanket statement TV.
No, but like specifically, I'm just curious, like The Simpsons or some Disney movie or Toy Story 2, that type of stuff.
Well, I mean, the easiest answer is just to look at what's made the most money.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about that. I guess, forget what I said about being the biggest. I'm wondering if there's anything that was equivalent across all the age groups, as in like everybody loved it. Doesn't mean that it's the most popular, but everybody who saw it loved it. So let's say it's a cult classic where not many people saw it, but everybody in all age ranges has loved it. I wonder if such a thing exists.
I doubt it. Sensibilities of a 9-year-old are not necessarily the sensibilities of a 40-year-old. So
Yeah, but who knows?
they really
right?
shouldn't be. They really shouldn't be.
Maybe there's just something out there.
No, I don't think there is.
All right, I'll have to keep dreaming. Maybe that could be the thing that I create someday. Something that appeals to everybody, but nobody watches. So it's just, it satisfies the criteria because it's no people in the sample.
I mean, I think the closest you're going to get is like superhero movies, like the Marvel, because obviously they appeal to younger people and older people. If you like action, superhero movies are the way to go, and certainly adults like action, certainly kids like action. So, something like that is probably the broadest range example, I currently have. Definitely movie things.
Yeah, because video games are still more niche than a movie.
Yeah, definitely not anything video games.
And books, people don't really know how to read anymore.
So get out there and exploit the children, companies.
Go back to the old days where children would work.
Yeah, but if children work, then they don't have time for video games.
Ah, good point. No. Don't let any children do any work. Keep pushing those laws preventing children from working, everybody.
Teach them how to enter credit card information, and they'll figure out the rest.
There should be a video game where that's the goal, to enter a credit card. Doesn't matter if it's a real one. No. Doesn't matter if it's a real one. This is like the gateway drug to, oh man, I want to try doing this in the real world now. Come on, that's a great idea for a video game.
No,
I'm adding it to my list.
Kids don't like simulation games.
Oh, but it's not going to be a simulation game. It's going to give something interesting. It's not going to be exactly the real world.
How are you going to do it so a kid is interested in it?
I don't know. We'll make it like buckshot roulette, where something interesting happens if you don't enter it correctly.
I don't think they'll like that.
Okay, fine. We'll pizzazz it up a little bit. We'll make it so like a puppy runs up to them and kicks them.
No, I don't think they're going to like that either.
Damn, what do kids like?
Kids like very quick, emergent gameplay. Like, you need to just get them to it. And it has to be varied. And it has to be varied. But also has to give them a chance for creativity. It's got to be very creative.
So they got to pick the color of the puppy that kicks them.
Has to be a lot of microtransactions so they feel like they're missing out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's it. The fear of missing out, of course. That's the main. And children are really swayed by that because they feel like it's the most important thing at that in that moment.
And they have to be able to interact with others because they have to...
Peer pressure.
They have to, yeah, exactly. They have to be gotten by peer pressure.
Fascinating. All these wonderful ideas for the next up-and-coming indie dev to exploit.
You really got to get in there. I don't know why Minecraft is so... Minecraft is a weird one to me. I don't know why it's so popular among kids.
Well, the creativity, and they didn't have anything else back then. It's not as popular anymore, I imagine.
It's still very popular. It's
amongst kids, though.
Franchise.
I feel like it's more amongst like slightly older demographics, the ones that are too cool for the Roblox and the Fortnites.
Yeah, maybe.
Not me though. I'm a big fan of Fortnite.
Yeah. If there's one Fortnite fan left in the world, it's you.
Whoa. Are you saying it's a dead game like all the other people on
No,
TikTok?
I'm just saying though, if it was, it would be you'd be the last person in the server. They'd be like, we're turning the server, it's just one server at this point. We're turning the server off.
They'd be like, no.
Sorry, Igor. The message would say, sorry, Igor. That's it. They wouldn't even post a public message. They just send you an email.
They could, yeah, they could.
And you'd be there that last day.
I'd be there. I'd be like that meme of the guy throwing out the dollar bills really quickly. I'd be like, yeah, take my V-Bucks.
That's right. Reconsider. You chain yourself to the server so they can shut it down.
Oh, if only it worked that way.
Like the tree activists.
You chain yourself to the server, but they could just pull the plug or do it remotely.
Yeah.
God damn it. I forgot about that.
It's been almost a year since you've been exposed to Fortnite.
Yeah, I still love it. And I'm still as terrible as I was. But all things considered, I've improved. I gotta say, like, I got a win last night in the zero build mode, and I was very proud of it. Very proud. I managed to do it by, there were like two other guys left, and I hid in the dumpster briefly.
This was singles?
This was solos, yeah. I hid in the dumpster, and I saw people running around me. They were like trying to kill each other, I guess. And then I'm like, man, okay, it's closing in. I gotta get on the roof of this building. And lo and behold, Ned Flanders runs up to me, trying to kill me. And this is the Ned Flanders that was previously almost killed me, but I ran away. So I recognized him. And he was holding a crown as well, so he's a sweat. But I managed to kill him. And thankfully, the other guy was
the sweat.
I became the sweat. He was far away, though. The other guy was far away. So I got the crown. I healed up. And then I go and hunt the other guy down. I think I actually used the shockwave to get close to the other guy. And man, I managed to land a few hits. He backed down. And then lo and behold, I managed to win.
Nice.
Very proud of myself for that one.
Yeah, those are my favorite ones where you can kind of sneak around and catch people in smaller fights.
Like my favorite is when I can actually win a fight one-on-one. No third partying, none of that. Like literally just one-on-one. It may not be beautiful. I may take a lot of damage, but the fact that I'm the one standing in the end, that's the best feeling.
That's all that matters. Doesn't matter how much damage you took.
Exactly.
As long as the other one's dead.
It's a rare occurrence, and that's why for me that's the biggest deal. Like winning is one thing, but sometimes I'll win and it's like, well, okay, it was either they died in the storm for some reason, or I third partied them. But when it's a one-on-one fight and I win, even if I don't win the match, I'm like, yes, I did good.
True, I agree with you. Winning feels good. That's why they put bots in video games, is so that you win.
It works on me. I know that they're bots, but I'm still happy.
I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast, but I know I've mentioned this before. Games like Call of Duty and all that, they don't necessarily use skill-based matchmaking anymore. They use a system where it's highs and lows. They'll give you a couple easy games against bad people, and then they will subsequently give you a bunch of hard games. So games where you're virtually guaranteed to win and games where you're virtually guaranteed to lose. Because if you lose, we've had the mentality in our group, if you lose, you're like, oh, one more game, I gotta win. And if you win, you're riding high. So you're like, oh, let's push it again. And if there's too many of that riding high, then you're gonna leave because you're gonna be like, oh, I've won like 4 in a row, I'm good for today. And if you lose too many, you're gonna leave because you're frustrated. So they do the highs and lows to keep you there.
So wouldn't this be similar to what the Rocket League experience was for us?
Yeah, but Rocket League has supposedly skill-based matchmaking.
But maybe they say that, but they use the high and low thing.
Well, that's it. Yeah, they say that, but it seems a lot more that it's high and low. Yeah.
So it's deliberate then. Every time we complain about
I don't know how that works in the context of ranks, though. Yeah, it might be deliberate. Very well might be.
So we're complaining about it, but really Psyonix is just one step ahead. They're playing four-dimensional chess while we're just stuck with checkers.
Exactly. So I don't know how Fortnite does it unranked, but they do put a lot of bots in their games so that people can get their kills.
You can tell who's a bot because they do certain things, but these were real people, so I was still proud of myself.
Yeah, when you get down to the last few, you're usually gonna have real people. But now the next game you play will be against tougher people, so you're like, oh, I gotta get back in.
Well, the next game I played, I got second place only, so.
Oh, okay, all right.
I wasn't expecting to win 2 in a row or whatever. I was just happy with the one.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it necessarily in battle royales, but that's how they do it in more arena-based shooters nowadays. And then people bitch with skill-based matchmaking, and then you can't win. Then they just load their game with AI and cosmetics, and that seems to fix everything.
Hey, I mean, it works on me. Give me more cosmetics. Make everything a cosmetic. Let me paint my fingernails of my fictitious character.
They should allow custom characters. I feel like that'd be a way they could go. Do your own character, and then and I mean, the skins are still there, but you can do your own character, and then they just sell you clothes for the character.
Oh, that's a really good idea. I would do that.
And then if you want to change the color of the clothes, you got to buy whole new clothes.
You want to change your skin color, you got to pay extra.
Yep. Change your makeup, pay extra. Yeah.
How long are your fingernails, toenails?
Yeah.
The size of your penis?
Well,
come on, you got to be really anatomically correct.
Not in Fortnite, I don't think. There are games where you can do that. Fortnite is...
Okay, fair enough. Maybe you're right.
Fortnite is not one of them.
Maybe this is one of those things that's not exploitative enough. So it falls by the wayside.
I always like hearing the discourse around games with character customization, because you always get somebody who says, can't change the girl's chest size. And then if you can change the girl's chest size, you always get somebody that says, can't change the guy's junk size.
Well, yeah. You give somebody an inch, they'll take a mile.
But then there are games that allow you to do that also. And then I don't know what people complain about, but they find stuff.
Size of people's ears. Hey, that's a fetish for some people.
I find a lot of character creators do allow, if anything, things like ears.
Really?
Yeah, usually faces.
Yeah, faces, but not ears specifically.
No, I still see a lot of them with. I would say, I am positive there's a lot of character creators with ears that you can change. I think a lot of them that allow you to mess with faces allow you to mess with ears.
I don't know. Nipple size then.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Because that applies to both male and female.
That's true.
There you go. I mean, there's no reason to not have that. I demand customizable nipple size.
The best character creator is the Saints Row games.
Oh yeah, you've seen the monstrosities I've created there.
Yeah, those are the best ones. They're very, very, very thorough. I find a lot of character creators nowadays don't let you edit the body.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem.
It's just face, which is like, I feel like over time I'd be like, oh, they have to be able to do more body types. But then you run into I understand why they don't, but it's like, find a way around it.
Like hitbox related, is that why?
No, well, hitbox is one reason in some cases, but it's clothing. Because if you do a bunch of different body types, then you have to, every piece of clothing that you animate has to be able to fit all of that.
See, it's not a problem for me because all my characters end up being naked anyway.
Well, there you go. That's right. Some games have a soft way around it where the clothing somewhat determines the body type, but then that still limits you in what you do with character creators.
Just give them. Everybody wears spandex. There's no loose fitting clothing. It's all spandex. That's how you get away with it, and it just has the texture of
superheroes
something.
can do it.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you want a tuxedo? No tuxedo. You get spandex that looks like a tuxedo.
There you go. Yeah, that would be very awkward.
I don't know. I mean, it looked pretty cool to me. I'd wear something like that in real life if I could.
Would you? You would wear spandex tuxedo that just clings to you?
Yeah.
That's because you've unfortunately gotten used to wearing a fucking One Piece
Man.
costume on all your streams.
One Punch
Man, One Punch Man costume on all your streams. So, yeah, you're already out there. You may as well just do the whole thing. But for humans with normal sensibilities, I don't think they would like a spandex tuxedo.
I should look that up if there's such a thing.
A spandex tuxedo?
I was looking into spandex. I'm really curious about how it feels. I've never worn anything spandex.
Oh.
And I always think about it. Like, I just think of Hugh Jackman's line from the first X-Men movie where he's like, or no, not Hugh Jackman's. It was Cyclops' line where it's like, what would you prefer, yellow spandex? And I'm just like, I think back to that sometimes, and I'm just, man, I wonder what it feels like to wear yellow spandex.
Well, you should get
I should get a spandex suit.
You should get a superhero suit.
Doesn't even matter if it's superhero.
Spandex.
It could be anything. I'm sure spandex is used
why
for
isn't
other
your
things.
why isn't your One Punch Man suit spandex?
I don't know. I question that sometimes. There is an alternative that I can buy from the U.S., the official One Punch Man store, and I was tempted.
Why is the official One Punch Man store in the U.S.? Is it a U.S.
No,
anime?
just because they either have that one or I guess the Japanese one. Because, U.S. is usually pretty big on merchandise. And that's the closest one I'd be able to use.
Well, just find out what kind of superheroes they like in Portugal. There has to be an official something store in Portugal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough. Something to do with the Pope.
Yeah. Maybe the Pope wears spandex.
Pope man.
There you go. Your next endeavor is spandex. What you need is a costume for every day. You have to mix it up.
Well, I'm going to buy a Venti costume soon.
Oh, right. Yep. So that's two. So now, at least now you can alternate.
No, Venti's going to be reserved for the Genshin days.
Oh, just for Mondays.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
yeah.
All right.
Got to do that. It's a very tricky to put on costume. There's like a dozen pieces.
Well, if you just never take it off.
Nah, but you can't do that. I can't sleep in that. I'd probably choke myself by accident. There's all these like fancy pieces of lace and ugh. I'm not a big fan of the Genshin costumes in general, actually. Like, if I could make all the characters naked, I would. But obviously, they're not going to do that. They're busy. They're very busy. That's why. Just give them all spandex, and then they're set.
You might like Zenless then.
Everybody's in spandex?
Everything's kind of simpler and
it's streetwear. Didn't you say something like that? It's like very street-based?
It's not always streetwear. I mean, it started out as streetwear, but it's not streetwear right now. But it's all simpler designs, I think. The odd one gets a little weird, but they're all pretty simple designs. And some of it's tighter, so it could feasibly be spandex. All it takes is getting into one more gacha to give the last remaining bits of your money away.
Nah, no more gachas for me.
All right, let's talk about the movie we watched this week.
Hell yeah. So I watched this one
The
last
perfect
night.
holiday.
The Perfect Holiday 2007. I really needed a movie like this. I had a blast.
Did you
I did,
actually?
yeah. No, I just needed something cheerful, something like very easygoing. And I went into it thinking like, this is gonna be garbage. It's gonna be like that other Christmas movie we watched. Remember with like the girl and her twin like person who's a princess or whatever it was. I thought I was gonna be like that, which whatever. I wouldn't mind, but this one actually I enjoyed it. I just genuinely enjoyed it. It was unexpectedly good for me.
So what did you particularly like about it?
Well, first of all, the main villain or whatever, the Mr. Popular, the ex-husband of the woman, his name's Jizzy. So,
Yeah.
as soon as I saw that, I'm like, what? Are they serious? And then what else did I think? Oh yeah. So they made this wonderful joke. The main character, the good guy, he's a Santa during the Christmas season. He's the mall Santa.
Yep.
That's how the whole story starts, right? It's like he's sitting there, the little girl, the daughter of the woman who's divorced, she comes up to Santa and asks, she doesn't want anything. She doesn't want a present. All she wants is for some man to compliment her mother. Just out of the blue, compliment her and then be on his way. And obviously, this sparks the whole thing. But at some point, because they make a big deal of visiting this mall Santa. The little girl, she's unaware that it's the guy, and she visits him like multiple times. But one of the times she visits him, there's some turmoil in the relationship, and she says like, there's a problem, blah blah blah. Oh yeah, she says something like, yeah, there's a problem with the man, and the Santa asks, does mommy want another color? I just cracked up. I was like, my God, they can get away with anything in this movie. And then the other thing is going back to Jizzy, because I think he's still like, he's a villain, but I found him to be hilarious. Everything he did, just the way he did it, was so over the top. But also, what was his producer, not the producer, but like his right hand man? What's his name?
Oh, I don't know what his name is, but yeah,
He
the
had
little
like
guy. Yeah.
yeah, but he was hilarious too. I guess he's played by Cat Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found all the exchanges between them, and then afterwards, just Cat Williams on his own. As it was really good. It was really good.
Cat Williams, I was so watching this movie. I don't know why, but I've felt this way before. Cat Williams to me is the black Seth Green.
Okay,
I don't know why, but just
I could
they
see
take
that,
like these similar like little man funny roles in everything they play.
and they do it spot on.
And yeah, it's just I don't know. There's he's just the black Seth Green. That's what he strikes me as every time I see him. But yeah, no, it was. I mean, it was very good. I'm not gonna say a good movie. It was a good movie, but I'm not gonna say this phenomenal, weird, holiday changing. Get the family around and make a yearly tradition out of watching this movie kind of deal. But it had some good outlandish moments, definitely. One thing that I thought the Queen Latifah role was really weird, and the Terrence Howard role was even weirder.
I didn't understand. Like they were the worst part of the movie for me. Queen Latifah is whatever, she's doing her thing, winking at the camera, and then Terrence Howard, that's the guy who
Yeah, her little sidekick.
I don't know what he was
there,
on
like,
about.
foiling
Yeah,
things.
why was like it made no sense to me because in the end it all worked out, and he was even like the last during the credits. He's like, "That's the end," and then it just cuts to black from that. Like it was weird to me.
It was a weird addition to the movie that probably wasn't needed for any other reason than just, oh, we got Queen Latifah. And Terrence Howard didn't even matter because he wasn't even in it. This movie came out before Iron Man, so he wasn't even like that level of actor yet.
Maybe this is what got him that role.
Maybe. Could have been. But so that was a weird addition. One thing that I don't know if you noticed this, but early on in the movie, when she was at home with the kids, one of the kids was listening to his dad's music upstairs, and he had on like a music video. And so I don't remember what I guess Jizzy, but what's the guy's name? What Murphy? Because he's Eddie Murphy's brother. Dave Murphy? Is it Dave?
Oh, that's why he looks so similar. Oh my God, I was wondering.
Yeah, so that was like one thing that I know. I was like, man, they didn't used to look all that similar. Like they still did look similar, but old Eddie Murphy, like Eddie Murphy now looks right friggin' identical to his brother now. It's so crazy. Anyway, so he had his music video on, and it was for like 2 minutes. Like this scene was like 2 minutes straight. The guy didn't have any lyrics at all in that music video. And he was on the screen, and it stood out to me so much. He was on the screen like rapping or like in a music video, but the whole 2 minutes was just pure instrumental. and the little kids jamming out to it, and I'm just thinking like this is not a good representation of what Jizzy does. So
It's because they wanted it to be kid friendly, but all the songs there was one of the song titles that was like pitched as like, oh, we want this to be the lovable Christmas song on your soundtrack or on your album, and it was called "I Saw Mommy Capping Santa Claus."
Yeah, that was a little bit ridiculous. Yeah, no, it had some very ridiculous moments, and then when the kids drive in the race car around the movie theater or whatever it was, and he like crashes into a bunch of gifts or whatever and flies up onto the tree.
Yeah. They got to have some final conflict there.
They were like, that's believable, but you needed Mrs. Christmas to do her little finger snap thing to get him off of the tree. And then he just flew from the tree onto the belt. Like,
and then the protagonist just falls anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Well, yet she stopped him, and then
Terrence Howard
put him back down. Yeah. Like, what is the purpose of all of this?
It was just to reiterate how like Jizzy's not a good dad. He wasn't rushing to save his son. That's why. They didn't have to. They didn't have to do that. Yeah,
I didn't mean necessarily that, but like, why have the intervention from the?
That's true. They should have just made it so the Santa just jumps onto the tree.
Yeah, he could have just fallen down. Like, you didn't even need to.
I mean, the kid could have actually just climbed down. I don't know. Well, it depends how prickly that tree is. If it was a real tree, it would have been a bit of a pain. I'm surprised the kid didn't have any sap or anything on him.
Well, maybe it wasn't a real tree.
That's true. Or it was a movie.
Or it was a movie, yeah. And then when he lets his buddy be the Santa because he's at the recording studio.
Oh, yeah. I love that part.
And his buddy's dressing up. And he's got the fat suit on.
Even though he's gigantic anyway.
Yeah, it's like, he's like trying to get the suit over his big belly. I'm just like, dude, you don't need it. Like, why are you doing this?
He's got to play the role.
He never gets it on, but somehow he gets the thing. He does get the suit on, but he must have taken it off because he wasn't that big afterwards.
So the way that, the main character, the main protagonist, the man anyway, he's a songwriter, but he's struggling. He doesn't have a deal or anything. He's just making songs, but he's working as Santa part-time. He's like concerned, I guess, about showing that he's a songwriter to the lady. And so he makes up a story about being an office supplies salesperson. And as a result, his friend has to then also make up something. He can't just say he's an elf who works with Santa. So he makes up that he's a bounty hunter.
Oh, is that why he? Oh, okay.
So yeah, so that was fake. That was
I
all
didn't
fake.
catch the point where he made that up.
He made it up. He told him when they went on a double date in the bowling alley, and they were sitting there drinking and smiling at the ladies. And he told him it's like, wait, what kind of lie did you make up for this? And it's like, well, I said I'm a bounty hunter. And that's why when they go to his apartment, he's got all the wanted posters hanging on the wall. But then when he's Santa, when the big guy's playing as Santa and he's sitting there, he notices one of the guys from his wanted poster wall, and he leaps onto him and catches him, and he becomes a real, honest-to-God bounty hunter. It's amazing. All people's dreams come true. And it also didn't have any of this miscommunication. You know, sometimes I'm really pet peeved about like when couples have a miscommunication and that's the result of all the problems. Yeah, you could argue there's a bit of that. But that's more about like one of them being neurotic and concerned, like, oh, God forbid I tell her this, and then what happens then? That's okay. I can understand that, and it just adds to the comedy. It's not as frustrating as it would be when it's like genuine miscommunication, like, oh, I don't want to talk, I don't want to tell her this.
Yeah, my biggest gripe about the movie was that they kind of just shoehorned. Like, you need that for a movie like this. You need that formula where guy meets girl, falls in love, something happens that causes a rift, and then they get back together. They just kind of shoehorned in the problems.
The biggest problem was that like he ended up getting signed by her ex-husband, right? Jizzy's her ex-husband, so you have this problem of like he can't get caught in the same room with the two of them, that type of thing.
Which I don't know, isn't a huge deal. Not for it, like it wouldn't have been a huge deal for the couple. That's the thing. Like it would have jeopardized his job, but it wouldn't have been like that wouldn't have been a deal. Like I don't think that she was the type of person who would have been like, oh, you're working with him as a songwriter and I'm leaving you because he's a jerk. She didn't even seem really all that against him, to be honest. Other than he's kind of like a deadbeat dad, but he was the one who was antagonistic towards her, not the other way around. So I don't think she would have cared if he was a songwriter for him.
No, you're right. Like she was very realistic.
But when they met in the chocolate shop and I guess she asked him out, I was like, that's the movie. Like, what else do you need to do? Like,
well, but still, you know,
that's how normal people function. You meet and somebody asks the other one out, and you know you live happily ever after. Or you don't. Like, that's.
But I thought that too. I thought like, oh, okay, well, this is great. It's all working out. But then they added stuff that I didn't expect, but in a good way. It wasn't just, again, it wasn't a stupid thing. That's why, like, for the second half of the movie, I was actually, I was on the edge of my seat.
There you go. Well, I don't think I was on the edge of my seat, but yeah, it was a good movie. Nothing spectacular.
Of all the Christmas movies we've seen, and I think we've only seen a handful now, like probably 4 in total. What were they? That one with the two ladies that look the same. The one where
Bad Santa,
where the NES, the Nintendo.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that one. Yeah.
Bad Santa was a Christmas movie. You're right. And Perfect Holiday. That's it, I guess. Was it really only 4? Wow. Okay. So The Perfect Holiday is my favorite of all those.
Okay. I guess by default, yeah. I guess because we haven't really watched any good ones. So.
Oh, you didn't like Bad Santa? I thought you would prefer that.
Yeah, it was all right, but it wasn't anything special. I don't like overly raunchy movies.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
As much as I do like Billy Bob Thornton, sometimes his stuff can be over the top for sure. But yeah, me too. So overall, is this better than Marcel the Shell?
No, but it's close. Like this is on par with Pump Up the Volume. Yeah, this is a movie that I would recommend to anybody who needs a Christmas movie, and also a movie that I would wholeheartedly watch again if the time presented itself. It's just a nice, lighthearted, feel-good movie with, I would say, well done acting. I don't know. It didn't feel cringy like sometimes you'd find a movie like this, which I did feel about that again with the twin ladies. But yeah, no, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On is still on the top, but this one is right on its heels type of deal.
Okay, well, there you go. And I'm going to stick with mine. Harder They Fall. All right, let's find out what it is. We're doing another holiday movie. We got 2 more of these left in the tank, so let's get this one knocked out. All right, Last Christmas.
Last Christmas. It sounds dark.
It's not. It doesn't look dark. Emilia Clarke, Henry Golding, Michelle Yeoh.
2019. Screenplay by Emma Thompson. Wow, interesting. Story by Emma Thompson.
Romantic comedy, directed by Paul Feig and written by Bryony Kimmings and Emma Thompson, who co-developed the story with her husband Greg Wise, named after the 1984 song of the same name. I think this is going to just be the same plot,
but just with white people instead.
Yeah, with white people instead.
Well, we get to compare. We get to see which one's better. Honestly, I'm thinking Perfect Holiday is going to be way better than this. White people can't do the same type of jokes. They're not allowed to.
Yeah. A troubled Christmas story elf finds attraction and inspiration in a mysterious stranger in this endearing holiday tale. What did it debut on? Is this a Hallmark movie?
Oh no, please don't. That's probably why I didn't like that one with the lady with the twins. Those Hallmark movies are kind of cringy. I mean, I trust Emma Thompson.
It did well.
She's really
$30 million. Well, I don't know what she's like for a writer.
Yeah, but I mean, she probably knows her stuff.
$30 million budget, made $123 at the box office, so it's pretty good. Holds a 46% Rotten Tomatoes rating with an average rating of 5.3.
Yeah, that's fine. It's average.
Let's see who else is in this. Emma Thompson is in it herself, which makes sense. All right, well, we'll see. Last Christmas it is, 2019. Gonna be the white people version of what we just watched.
Yeah, we get to compare.
I think that's the biggest thing with holiday movies. Like, I want like the Grinch to show up. Like I want like something like that to show up. And they just keep giving us these romance movies.
Because statistically, there's probably so many of these romantic comedies that we're just never going to hit the Grinch or something like Violent Night or
give me Jingle All the Way, please.
Oh, Jingle All the Way would be great.
Let's do Jingle All the Way.
That's a childhood favorite.
The funny thing is we hit those ones first, and then I'm just sitting here hitting random, and I got Santa Claus 2, Jingle All the Way.
Yeah, but
Home
see,
Alone,
that's no
Fred Claus.
You can't. You can't do that. You got to do it like first shot and boom. That's it.
That's what I mean, though. Like it seems the first, they're like, oh, let's give them the rom-coms for the first shot, and then fucking everything else, all the stuff they want to watch right after that.
I think the stuff we want to watch is better not to watch that because first of all, we've already seen them probably multiple times.
That's fine. They're good to talk about.
Well, they're good to talk about. We could talk about them even just normally, sure. But it's nice to be able to watch a movie that we haven't seen. Because like The Perfect Holiday, I would never have watched that. There was no reason for me to look and see like, oh, here, let's watch this movie. But as a result of this, I managed.
Yeah, the purpose of this movie thing is to find movies we haven't seen before. And, well, the purpose of this movie thing is to find a movie that you don't like.
That was the original purpose, yes. We're failing miserably at it.
Yeah. I don't know what it's going to take to find you a movie that you don't like.
I was talking to my parents recently, and I think we were just talking about some movies, but there was one, and I'm not going to say the name, but there was one that they reminded me of that, like, I said, if this one comes up on the podcast, we'll have finished the goal. We'll have succeeded. Because it is a movie that I appreciate why it's important, why people love it, and, you know, why it's so influential and so on. But I disliked it, and I don't think I would like it even if I watched it now. And you would also hate it because it's horrendously long.
You're not going to tell me what the movie is.
I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Is it Titanic?
No, but you can't keep asking. It's not Titanic, though.
So I'm just never going to know what this movie is.
No, I'll tell you. I'll tell you eventually. But let's say once we've finished the podcast, which if all things considered, if everything goes the way it's currently going, the next season will probably be the last one, right?
Right.
That might be the last movie we'll watch. I'll deliberately make that the final random movie.
There you go. Yep. All right. Well, on that note, why don't you tell us what the word of the fortnight is?
This is a long time coming, but the word is crenellation. Crenelation. It's a noun, and it means battlement. Now, I didn't know what battlement was, so I had to look that up. A battlement is a low wall, as at the top of a castle or a tower, with open spaces to shoot through. So I knew what it was after that, but that's what it is. It's a crenellation. And I got this word from Power Wash Simulator way back when we played it.
Oh, so when we did one of the
the castle one,
golf course,
the very first one, the castle golf course, and we were like cleaning the crenellations, and it said, "Oh, you cleaned all the crenellations." That's what it is.
Oh, there you go. At that point in time, you had no idea what you were cleaning, but now you do.
I didn't know exactly. I didn't know even when we got the little achievement pop up because I didn't know what it was referring to.
Power Wash Simulator was lost on you because
absolutely
you didn't know what you were cleaning.
Exactly. That whole map it made no sense to me. It's only when we got to the hot dog stand that it was fine.
Yeah. All right. Very nice. Very good. Very nice. And to wrap up this episode, we're going to listen to a few Pokemon sounds from last season. Figure out what these Pokemon are. Do 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 do. A little more going back into the Pokemon world. Started the day with Pokemon-esque things, and now we're ending it with Pokemon-esque things.
Yeah, Digimon hasn't had a presence in our podcast on the Tournament of Things, but Pokemon has. That's what's holding Digimon back.
See, we need a tournament of Digimon now. Except you know nothing about Digimon, so at least Pokemon you got it working.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I only watched the show, that's why.
Yeah, to be fair, the game had 450 Digimon, and I'm like, what the hell?
Well, you said there's a trained Digimon.
There's some crazy-ass Digimon, and I'm like, where did they come from? Did they make them up for the game? Were they in the anime? I don't know where they all sprouted up.
Yeah, I probably remember 20 from the anime. I can't imagine that there were that many.
Well, that's it. Yeah, I recognized a few of them from the anime and from early stuff, and then the rest I was like, what?
I want to see how long the anime is.
There's so many different anime. Like I went looking for it last night because I was looking for something new to watch, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll start doing Digimon.
Yeah, Digimon Adventure is what I remember. The first
Yeah,
Digimon
from
Adventure.
'99 or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. But then there's a 2020 Digimon Adventures, which I think is Japanese only. And there's a bunch of movies and a bunch of little. There was like I can't even remember what it's a Digimon.
Ghost Game.
Yeah, maybe it was Ghost Game. It's not consistent like Pokemon or whatever. It's more like I guess maybe Dragon Ball, where they have a bunch of different series. Speaking of which, I have watched the vast majority of Dragon Ball Daima.
Oh, wow. Okay. Congrats.
It's a very, very good series. It's only 20 episodes, so it's a very quick watch. And they're not doing like any more, like it's just a one shot. And I've watched 18 of the episodes over the last maybe 6 weeks or something like that.
What stopped you from finishing?
I mean, I'll finish it. I haven't gotten there yet.
Wasn't a cliffhanger that you just needed to watch the last two?
No, I'll watch them probably this week. It's probably when I'll watch them. And it's very good. It's a very good mix of the original Dragon Ball in that it's very grounded for the most part, but every once in a while, maybe 2 or 3 times in the show, they do a bigger fight. Actually, and I will say where I'm at right now, like the ending fight, which is taking like it's going to be like 6 episodes once it's all said and done, like it's a quarter of the series, is probably one of the best fights in all the Dragon Ball stuff.
Wow. So even better than Ultra Instinct.
Yeah, because Ultra Instinct wasn't much of anything, really.
Wow, come on. It was just amazing to see it happen.
It was cool to see it happen and all that, but they're doing a really good job with this final fight. They do it in a way that you don't really see it in Dragon Ball, and then they do it in a way that's kind of original to, or that's kind of standard for the Dragon Ball shows, animes, Dragon Ball Z and Super and all that. And they still break out some cool unexpected stuff. So it's a very, very good series. It's a very strong recommendation for 20-minute episodes. It's a very quick watch. Like it's not.
It's the length of one of the movies that we've seen.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, definitely worth it. It's a very good show. Very funny. And like I said, it's a good mix of the original stuff.
And very cutesy, probably, right?
Some of it.
I thought they were all cute, like chibi.
Well, they're kids, yeah. But I mean, they're kids who are adults, so
Kids with attitude.
yeah, there you go. But anyway, so it's a very good series, and I've very much enjoyed watching it. And the animation is really good. I think that's the biggest thing with Dragon Ball is when they switched over to Super, the animations got so much cooler. Anyways, all right. Pokemon. We are on matchup 30. We are judging Pokemon cries of legendary Pokemon that we're finding out who the cries of legendary Pokemon that we judged last season belong to. We are on matchup 30 between 54 and 75. 75 lost that one, and this is what it is. And that belongs to Lunala.
Ooh. Looks like the moon. It's a bat, I guess, right? Moon bat.
Yeah, it's a moon bat.
Yeah, it looks nice. I like it. It's one of the box Pokemon, right?
Yep, this is the box Pokemon for Pokemon Moon.
Yeah, I do like it. For once, I can say I unironically like a legendary Pokemon from more recent generations.
It has a very big, elegant design.
Nice color scheme, too.
Yeah, good color scheme. Yeah.
Yellow and purple.
A little bit of white accent, and it all just flows nicely together. Large Pokemon resembling a skeletal, legless bat. Oh, and it's got a full moon phase.
It looks naked.
It does kind of look naked.
Oh, I just got out of the shower.
So yeah, it's a very good looking Pokemon. Sun and Moon. One of the few good things Sun and Moon did for the series, given that they messed up how to judge legendary Pokemon with all their stupid Ultra Beasts.
Oh, that's where they were introduced. Oh, yeah, okay, fair enough.
At least they got a couple good legendaries out of it. And Lunala got beat out by Pokemon 54, which is this guy. And that belongs to Keldeo. And he's just a little horse thing.
Right. Something that looks smaller than a Ponyta is considered a legendary.
Yeah, could get its ass whooped by Ponyta. Certainly Rapidash.
I don't even know what it's doing in the picture on Bulbapedia. It's like it's sticking out
Just
both
showing his butt.
Yeah, it's like, here, look at my ass. It's got a resolute form with a phallus on its forehead.
And he came around in black and white 2 actually. so he's a sequel. That's why. So he's a sequel Pokemon. They're always worse. But he is part of the Swords of Justice, along with Cobalion, Terrakion, and Virizion. I think we've seen at least a few of those guys. And he's associated with Kyurem. Why? I don't.
Well, they said that about all of them. They all work in association with Kyurem.
Right, he's the big boss, and these are like the little secret agents. So every little secret agent team needs like the kid. All the anime super powerful teams need a kid.
Usually the kid's pretty cool. This one just looks awful.
I don't know. Usually the kid's kind of a kid, and then they're secretly like super strong.
Yeah, maybe.
That's how it is in Zenless. Also, there's a super strong agent team. They just have this little demon kid who is cutesy and likes to eat.
People?
No, not people, just food. So that's what that reminds me of.
This doesn't remind me of a demon girl.
Yeah, but she's like a cute demon girl.
Yeah, but Keldeo is not a cute anything.
He's kind of cute.
No, he's not. No, I'm not a fan of this.
He's not particularly impressive as far as legendary goes, but he's kind of.
And then the Resolute form, they just really wanted even more color.
Yeah, they had to give him a tuft.
The tuft with 3 different extra colors.
Other colors. Yeah. Yeah. Throw green in there. Why green? Who cares? It's a sequel. Only half the people who played the original are going to play this.
This is their very, very, very subtle attempt at being LGBTQ. Just a slight attempt.
And you can only get him via an event.
So useless.
Yep. Although he is in the Sword and Shield expansion pass. So he's just, he's one of those money Digimon.
Pokemon. Let's not dump Digimon while we're doing this.
Listen, when I was playing Digimon, especially for like the first week, I kept saying Pokemon no matter what. I always kept saying Pokemon. I was like, eventually I'm going to stop saying Pokemon. But now I'm just saying Digimon because that's what's on my mind.
That's okay. So yeah, it makes sense.
I have to reset myself.
Good thing you weren't alternating playing Pokemon ZA while playing Digimon.
That is true. At least I finished ZA before we played.
That would be a
Digimon.
disaster. You'd be like, what the hell is this? Oh, that's right. This is a Digimon, not a Pokemon.
And he went all the way. Well, I shouldn't say all the way. He got into the second round and got knocked off in the second round. So there we go. All right. And number 31 was between 86, which is actually our furthest down Pokemon at this point, and 43. So 86 lost that one. Here he is. Good deep sound. That belongs to Volcanion.
Damn. He's got a life preserver around him.
He does have a life preserver around him.
To float in the lava, I guess.
This guy,
How the hell can you be fire water?
Fire water? Because, I don't know, his ring shoots out water. As long as it doesn't touch him, he's fine.
Maybe this is a common thing now, but like back in the old days, I can't imagine a Pokemon being both fire and water.
It's true. They have tried to like add a bunch of kind of weakness, weak strong types, like, fire and grass.
It's clever. One of the moves is called Steam Eruption. I like that. That's nice. It's a nice addition, I would say.
But I am gonna say I don't know who. Okay, so he was an X and Y, but where do you even get him?
Event.
Well, let's check. Yep, event. There we go. Yeah, it's an event. This site just says event, but it never says like what the event was.
It's so exclusive, you can't even know what it is.
This guy actually reminds me. I'm surprised you didn't mention it, but he kind of does remind me of Heatran.
Oh, good old Heatran. All things considered, like having seen all these other legendaries, Heatran's not the worst. Are you
flipping your position on Heatran?
Oh, no, I still dislike Heatran.
Are you? I think this is pandering. I think this is fan-based pandering.
It's hard to say that Heatran is like a menace to society, having seen all the other garbage.
We got more than 0 complaints about our take on Heatran, so I'm thinking this is political backtracking.
No, I'm not backtracking. I would still shoot myself if I had to take care of a Heatran and nothing else for the rest of my life.
So who's better, this guy or Heatran?
You know what? It's really tough to say. I do prefer, I think, this guy, but the life preserver is just completely meaningless and ridiculous in my opinion.
The life preserver
and I still argue that like some of these Pokemon, I have no idea how they can wipe their ass.
Well, again, they don't have to.
I gotta do that. I gotta make a list of like a tier list of how easy is it for this Pokemon to wipe its ass. Just have S tier, A tier, and so on.
Oh, here it is. The Volcanion was distributed to players who inserted a serial code that was given away at various locations in select countries.
Various in select. They just don't want you to know.
They don't. They don't even tell you. It just says Japanese PAL in America. But it was at various points.
numerous quantities in various points in select
Numerous
countries.
quantities at various points between October 1st, 2016 and January 31st, 2017.
What I do like about this guy is the color scheme. I don't like the actual structure, but I do like the color, the dark red.
Yeah, I like the color scheme
with the yellow accent, and also the blue. It's not exactly black, but let's say dark gray.
And finally, 86 lost to 43, and here's 43. That's clearly a very old Pokemon.
But what a good one!
Indeed it is. One of the best. It belongs to Zapdos.
I don't remember if I said it, but I do believe Zapdos is my favorite Pokemon, or one of the favorites. At some point, it was my favorite.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think it was ever my favorite, but it's one of my favorite legendaries for sure.
No, just genuinely, like, overall, I like the appearance. I like the color scheme. I'm a big fan of the electric type.
Yeah, no, I get it. Like I said, I don't think it was ever one of my favorites. Alakazam was my favorite in Gen 1, and then Ampharos became my favorite Gen 2 onwards, so...
See, Zapdos is very cuddly. You can just imagine hugging it and not being...
all those spiky plumage. Yeah.
I love it, though. I'm glad we finally get
yellow lightning bird.
An old school Pokemon that I actually know. And one that you don't need to go to an event or know somebody who knows a guy to get.
That's true. This was back before events, and we just took it.
What do you go to the power plant and you just fight it and you catch it? Oh my god, what a novel idea, Game Freak.
Yeah, they struck gold on this one. But you know what? They can't make any money off of it, so they didn't like it. Might be one of your favorites, but it's one of Game Freak's least favorites.
That's why they made whatever that thing is, the Galarian Zapdos.
Yeah, I was going to say, they've rectified their issue. They created a Galarian Zapdos.
Which does not look very good to me, in my opinion.
Who is orange and angrier somehow, and much more focus on his claws than his wings.
He's supposed to be an ostrich.
Yeah, I can see it. And he was introduced in the DLC to Sword and Shield, of course. So that's why Game Freak is righted the wrong. They created a brand new Zapdos that they can shoehorn into DLC.
I can't believe the HP goes up so high now with the Pokemon cards. I remember the highest HP you had in the original series of Pokemon cards was only 120, I believe.
Yeah, this one's got
200, man. Yeah, and it does 170, assuming it's not some wonky special effect or whatever. But it does 170 damage from one of its attacks.
I gotta dabble more in that Pocket TCG game. Actually, I've had the urge recently to do Pokemon card pack openings.
Oh, actually buy real ones.
Yeah, I miss the days. I miss the days of as a kid, doing that. But then I don't want to be the weirdo adult who goes into the Walmart and steals all. I mean, I'm sure I don't even know if I'll find them, but I don't want to be the weirdo adult who goes into the Walmart and steals all the Pokemon cards from the kids.
I mean, you could just order them. No, do you have to go to Walmart?
It's probably harder to get them online.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, because you get all the scalpers now that scoop them all up.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Well, you got to become one of those scalpers.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to be one of those scalpers.
You could do that for Digimon instead. Don't they have Digimon cards?
They did have Digimon cards. I always like getting the Digimon. I don't know if they still do.
That could be your niche because nobody's doing that. I don't think I've ever
That's true.
seen...
When everybody's doing Pokemon, I could do Digimon.
I can see why people do it, and it's a good thing that I'm not doing it because I would get too addicted to doing it. I have a very specific mentality.
And they're not cheap anymore either.
Well, they were never cheap, I thought. Because when you're a kid,
no,
they still seem expensive.
Well,
and now you have the money, they're even more expensive. So it's never been cheap.
Yeah, they used to be $3 or $4 for a pack. Now they're $10 for a pack. So
yeah, inflation.
But I've had the itch. And then I'm like, well, why don't I just do the virtual ones? But I feel like the virtual ones are just completely, because they got the online game, right? They got the online game, even ignoring the pocket one. They got the regular online game where you can buy the packs.
But it's not the same.
I'm like, well, I could do that, but it's not the same. I want the actual card.
I like to sniff the new cards. I don't know if you do that. You open it, take a whiff of it. Cards. You smell Japan, or I guess China, depending.
I don't sniff the cards, but
come on, that's the best thing about it.
I've had the urge to dabble a little bit, but also if you find a good one, selling it or something like that, right? So
when I was younger, I probably said this on the podcast, but I'm proud to say it again. When I was younger, and remember, English isn't my first language, so when I heard the term mint condition for the first time, I genuinely thought that it meant the thing smells like mint. I'm still proud to say that. I'm gonna admit it. I don't care. And so from that moment on, I sniff everything.
So because of a mistranslation,
I wouldn't say it's a mistranslation.
you smell.
It's just an
you smell
idiom.
everything.
That's all. It's fun to smell things. You got to use those senses. It helps memory. If you just look and hear, it's not as good as if you look and hear and sniff.
I mean, I guess that's true.
And touch. You can touch things too. You
may as well
caress
taste them too.
Caress them. No, taste. You ruin things that way. You can caress them though. You can caress your cards.
All right, it's good to know where the line on that one is.
Yeah. Well,
Good to know where the line on that one is.
With your fingers.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you go down under with them, but with your fingers you can caress them.
All right. Anyway, Zapdos got knocked out in the third round.
The sound wasn't very good. It's okay.
Yeah, he's the old, 16-bitter or whatever it was, 32-bit or whatever it is.
8-bit probably, right?
Yeah, maybe 8-bit, yeah. Low quality sound, and you can tell. They should have updated his sound in the later game. They must have.
Did they though? Because the sounds I found...
It'd be very weird if Zapdos still has that sound in like now.
Have you caught Zapdos recently?
Where's another place you can catch Zapdos? Because maybe I'll have to go check it out. But if it's in the DLC, fuck that. Actually, I think I have the DLC for Sword and Shield.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about the Galarian Zapdos.
That's for the other one, yeah.
Well, when you played Let's Go... Which one did you play? Eevee? When you played Let's Go Eevee, did you get him there?
You know how long ago that was? I think I remember that. If it wasn't last week, I don't remember it. 2018. I don't remember 2018. I'm gonna investigate.
All right, yeah. You let us know. If there are better sound effects, I couldn't find them. Like all the ones I found were in the same folder. So they must have come from a as recent as possible generation. Whichever ones were there from the most recent, they'll have them, and then if they're not available in the most recent, they go to one step back, boom, one step back, and so on. But hey, I mean, again, I'm happy to be proven wrong. I wish Game Freak updated them.
I mean, I could certainly believe that was the sound even through maybe the first 3D game, but I'm thinking now that it's on the Switch, are they using the 8-bits? That's still very clear. This is still very clearly that's still very clearly a low.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Low effort sound. Yeah.
But who's to say Game Freak won't prove us right?
Well, I'm gonna have to do some homework. Either by booting up Let's Go Pikachu. I didn't use Let's Go Eevee. Nobody played Let's Go. If you chose Let's Go Eevee, there's something wrong with you.
I would probably choose Eevee. I'm not a big fan of Pikachu.
No.
I don't like Pikachu.
Eevee's just gameplay wise, it's such a much less interesting Pokemon.
What, because he's normal? Oh.
Yeah, because he's normal. Although you did say that you would do a normal gym if you could.
I would, yeah. Come on. Nobody expects the normal gym.
That is true.
Rattata would be it would be Rattata and Raticate, and then I would end it off with an Eevee.
Yeah, with an Eevee.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
And then the guy would be coming in with a friggin' Blastoise and,
No strength and no weakness.
Normal type does have a weakness. They can't hit Ghost.
Well, yeah, but Blastoise is certainly not a ghost. I guess they're weak to fighting, aren't they? Or no?
They're also weak to fighting. Yeah, they're weak to fighting.
Well, somebody's got to know that the Blastoise got to have a fighting move to do some extra damage to my normal types. Who's to say that I don't have some other weird type of Pokemon at the end?
They have no effect on Ghost. So their strength is technically Ghost, but it's counter. Because they have no effect on Ghost, but Ghost has no effect on them.
So what happens if somebody comes in with all ghosts and you're all normal?
And you're not going anywhere. You're going to have to use something other than a Ghost or normal attack. I always make sure when I build out my Digimon or my Pokemon teams that I always have at least 2 types of attacks on each Pokemon. I never just go in one type.
Right on, yeah. I'll keep that in mind for when I play as a penguin for the entire game.
Make sure you have more than just water. Especially if you're just using one, you might even want to have 4 different types just to expand a little bit. Doesn't matter, you're not going to do any damage. It's the little baby penguin anyways.
Hey, it's not about the damage. It's how much endurance you have.
Damage.
It's how many potions you have and how much endurance you have.
That's true. You could use stall tactics to just struggle beat every Pokemon.
That's true. That's another possibility.
I've seen people do that. I don't know what the tactics are, but I know there are definitely stall tactics that can keep you alive and make them waste their moves until they have to use struggle and then they kill themselves.
That is a good point. I forgot about that.
It would take you about 600 hours to beat the game. but you can do it.
Sometimes you got to do things like that.
You thought Silk Song went on too long? Oof, wait for this one.
Yeah, but this is a good way to experience the games I haven't played.
I don't think it's a good way to experience Pokemon.
Ash did it with Pikachu. I mean, why can't I do it with a penguin?
Yeah, I think there's a difference between anime and video games.
Then it's wrong. It's wrong what they've been teaching kids, that you can achieve anything you want with a Pikachu that doesn't listen to you and 30 Tauruses.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a load of crap. There's a spot in the Digimon game where to move around the level, you have to say meaningless platitudes to this
Oh,
frog
yeah, I caught that.
This frog Digimon.
I caught that when you were doing it. Yeah, it was hilarious.
And then he teleports by
and he vomits.
throwing up.
Yeah, he vomits. It's wonderful.
Yeah. So that's one of the ones that would make the frog Digimon throw up and teleport.
Oh, really? Oh, that like you can, the platitude of...
You can do anything. I think that actually was one of the options at one point. But yeah, that's it for this week. So, enjoy your Thanksgiving, or I hope you've enjoyed your Thanksgiving. I don't know. Who knows when this episode's coming out now, because I don't even know where we're at.
yeah, hopefully I'll catch up.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year. And Happy
Thanksgiving.
Day.
Yeah. Yeah. Valentine's Day, Easter. Who knows?
It's 2027, folks. I hope you're enjoying it.